YouTube. What's good, fellas? Another week, another live. Oh yeah, this one's gonna be a good one. You saw the title of the video. Let's talk about sex. I mean, ain't that, come on fellas, ain't that what we're here for? Love it. So without further ado, this is so relaxed, nonchalant. I hit the ladies up earlier, same conversation. Let's talk about sex. And yeah, I had some other appointments and things to get to today, so it was rushed. So I'm taking a breath to be with you fellas, because this one, guys, I want to jump in and just get to the nitty gritty. I want to get some real conversations out. They had a rush. I said 15, 20 minutes with the ladies, and it still ended up being 30. So as you can tell, I got some shit to talk about. With that, we're going to get right to it, fellas. Leg up. All right. So who is this for? What are we talking about? Why are we here? YouTube, TikTok. Fucking with the masculinity architect. Live in effect. So who might this apply to? Let's talk about sex. You haven't gotten laid in too long, if ever. You wouldn't be able to find your way to the mythical spot if you had a map, navigator, and GPS. God damn, it's hard out in these streets. Come on. Somebody feel me. You got dirty little secrets you keep in the shadows that nobody sees. Nobody knows what you're really doing in there. What did Kevin Hart say? It's the coolest stuff, greatest stuff happens. I'm at home alone, get my laptop out. Maybe on the phone nowadays. I don't even think that's relevant anymore. Now, what does this also mean? Well, if, Blue Chews used to be Viagra, thinking about grandma, baseball, like all these strategies, right? Just to do the do, just to do the duty, just to be in the dance. Okay, might be talking to you. And now, after a poor performance, you're the talk of the chat. The reputation is following. You can feel the whispers when you walk in the room. Damn. Can anybody relate to me, fellas? This is a real conversation here. Or you might be this last category. You're getting plenty, but it's had a negative effect on your life. Before you know it, you look up and nothing else in life is progressing. It's like you got the itch scratched and it don't stop itching. You're filling the hole. You like keep pouring more water. It's wet and slip and slide in this piece, right? All you can ask for, all you can eat, if that's your treat. And it's just gone numb. It doesn't do it for you anymore. It's not as big of a deal. Let's talk about it. Back it up a step. I am masculinity architect coachduwaynelangham. Welcome to the new set, new location. Temporary, but it is what it is. We do what we do to bring it to you this week, live and direct. Teaching men about the manhood, masculinity. Nobody's told us this shit. Nobody has showed us this shit for generations. I think that's bullshit. So I'm here doing God's work. Thank you for joining. So let's jump right in. Unpack why something so natural has become so perverse, so deprived. Why are we so thirsty? Why is it so seldom out here? It's gone so much further. Back in my day, that sounds funny to even say, just the context is actually what started me on my path, getting lucky. That's already the place we were at. I mean, damn if that ain't a handicap. Getting lucky? Wait a minute, I'm a man. And you're telling me intimacy, access to sex with a woman, I have to get lucky. This is amongst men, no shade, right? The ones who got it. Oh yeah, lucky son of a bitch. Oh, got all the way to, go ahead. God, taking notes and shit. Trying to, why? We're men, they're women. It's what nature does. You think the birds and the bees got these kind of problems? I don't think so. Let's go a little bit deeper, but before we jump in, need you to do me a solid. Go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, give it a follow. I'm watching the conditions. I got AC, all kinds of things to manipulate, maneuver. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. Need you to follow. If you haven't already, head over to the YouTube. I'm dropping 3 times a day on TikTok, fam. And the weekly live. I'm just dishing it out. I'm trying to give it to you like you need it. If you haven't already, grab your copy. deep dive into divine. I talk about divine energy, masculine and feminine. Inside of that, if you want to understand beyond just this conversation, this should be about 30 minutes. But if you want to get deeper into the understandings of these universal laws and principles governing everything around us, all your relationships, platonic, romantic, familial, professional, whatever, get this in your life. It'll make things so much easier. That's absolutely free. Check it out in the store. Now, if you want your topic, if this is not a question on your mind, but you've got one, you got questions, I got answers, drop the comments down below, hit me with the DM, shoot an email, whatever you need to do, reach out to your boy. That's what I'm here for. So, who is this for? First and foremost, my work is to address men who want to enjoy women in their life, feminine women, right? But having found their stroke, I became blocked in some sort of way. Who else? Men who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Maybe you're that group that, it's been too long or it hasn't been at all. I mean, this is just the stats. It's what's out there. Somebody you know is dealing with this shit, I promise you. And you're ready to do the work. You're ready to shift, whatever, get off the sidelines. Put me in the game, coach. I'm trying to make some plays, right? Trust me, I understand. Or, like I said, men who can get the results, but you're not satisfied. The sex life you're having, the women you're entertaining, something is just missing for your life. I'm going to tell you why, gentlemen, in this conversation, because it goes so much deeper than just getting tip wet. It's more than just a tip. So I got a couple tips for you. Stick around to the end. I'll make sure to get you what you need, get you on your way to look at this conversation completely different, because there's some things we got to unpack and understand. We've been lost for too long, and I just can't take this shit. So this is why I'm here. All right, let's get it. So why does it happen, fellas? Where's all this come from? Why can't? Nah, this is live, but we're going to have to do something. I got too many lights, equipment. Give me a hot sec, fam. Oh, they try to play me. They try to play me. You see, that's how you know we live. AC trying to go up on me to 78? Down in the Sunshine State. I'll let you figure out where. Do a little cyber stalking. No, don't fuck with me like that. All right, so why does it happen, fellas? Let's get down to it. You've hijacked your natural wiring to pleasure. How and why does that happen? Well, you got to go from outcast to ownership. I talked about that dirty little secret, right? You've put a shame effect as a man, better yet, as a male, because in today's society, right? Maybe you've gotten the red pill, maybe you got some real talk. Maybe you can stand on it for business and just, hold them like you got a pair and let them know exactly who you are, what you want, what you're interested in. But for the most part, this habit, right? There's no ownership in your sexuality. You can't be a man with a woman because the only women you're engaging with sexually are on a screen. OnlyFans, clicks away, that privacy in the shadow, in the darkness. What's in the shadow comes out to the light, and it shows up, not necessarily that you get ostracized, pointed out, everybody knows, sees your dirty secrets, the O face has been recorded. No, instead, you have no idea what to do with a woman, just the truth of it, right? What are the effects of consuming these artificial, these manufactured scenarios? Well, dopamine sensitivity. Now let's think about that. Dopamine's the drug, you pull out your phone, get on, even just the social media right now, even. You can get that dopamine drip. You don't have to do anything. Same thing happens when you're self-servicing. Problem with that, your mind is designed that for the pleasure that dopamine is releasing after that climax, is that you've done the work. You spread the seed. You've ensured that your legacy, your lineage continues on. But wait a minute. That hadn't happened. Wait a minute. You didn't even have to get up and go to the drive-thru. You didn't have to go down to the corner for the working ladies. You was on the toilet in the bathroom. I don't know what people do these days, but I genuinely heard that. Cats wake up, get a bathroom dump, and got to take care of some things. Whew, it's hard out here in the streets. But my point being, the dopamine sensitivity, it alters the wiring, the chemistry. You no longer go out, go find a woman, talk to a woman, have courage, take a risk, shoot your shot. Now you just click on what you like, find your scratch. And at that, whatever you like goes deeper and deeper. You need more and more stimulation. You see it just this natural wiring, what's supposed to happen when a man and a woman get together, has been hijacked. That has an effect on you. So there's no longer a drive. Why would you, if you feel satisfied? It becomes, as the dopamine's higher and higher, as that ease of access becomes easier and easier, your drive, sex drive, drive for life, like this is the stuff life is made of. It's the highest form and expression of love. I mean, from God, like on the like create life type shit. Like that's the highest form of love. You're not gonna have that if it's from a screen, if it's a one-way street, if it's flushed down a toilet, or in a paper towel. Yeah, we doing all kinds of conversations. It's that real talk. We're grown men in here. We can talk about this stuff. Maybe it's a sock. That's old school. I never tried that. But anyway, my point being, you no longer have the drive to go and conquer. You no longer do what men have always had to do to get access to allow their lineage to continue on. This is a new wave problem. This wasn't even as rampant. I mean, at least we had paper magazines or something back in my day. I gotta stop saying that. But now, it's at your fingertips. It's absolutely free. There's ease of access as much as you want, however you like it, whatever you want to search. And it can get pretty fanatical. We'll call it that, right? Fantasies. So what else happens inside of all this? How do we get here? This one might hurt a bit, fellas. You're not a man worthy of sex. I said it. Let's be real. Now, I don't mean that in offense, because you're a child of God. You're perfectly whole and complete. You have infinite capacity, infinite capability. There is no reason you can't. It's that you are choosing not to. You're choosing the easier path. And I get it. Women aren't just easy. They don't just toss it out. It doesn't work like that. And I see the comments coming through TikTok. What up? Welcome. I love it. And it's still, we're talking about life and death. Guys, and this is why, right? I don't say men. I say guys. I say male with no insult, because we've lost sight of that. It's more than just validation. It's more than just ego. I'm literally talking about your lineage, right? When these type of conversations, sexual, procreation, relationships, sex, dating, relationships, all the things that my work is about, when these things come to a standstill, life stops. So fam, when you don't want to put in the work to go get the girl, to court her, to deal with whatever it is, and if you got to do passport bros, if you got to go somewhere else, whatever the case, I like to get to the root cause. It's not the symptoms up here. Oh, you got to go in the closet, go in the shadows, or whatever, please yourself, whatever, can't get laid. No, it's not just a simple laughing matter. That continues day, week, month, year, decade, your life. You have no lineage. You have no legacy. You have no chance. Not to mention, what kind of quality of life is that? Again, fellas, this is the natural way of things. We got to steep in here for a second. We got to really be in the room with each other, because this is the state of things. And coupled with all the other systematic conversations going on in society, men aren't men these days, at large, to take themselves on to just fucking do the work, to do whatever you have to do, because it is so much easier. Why would you go to the drive-thru? Well, why would you go out for a steak when damn near you can get it delivered? And I'm not talking about escorts. For some people, some classes, some spaces in life, that is actually the easier transaction. But again, I'm talking about legacy. That still doesn't have legacy. That's just getting your rocks off. Symptoms type shit. Pleasure, cool. Again, we're men. MGM status, mature, grounded, masculine male. That's a leader. That's a lineage. That's a legacy. That's something that improves the quality of life for humanity, forwards the village and the tribe, the community, the nation, everything. And when this stuff comes to a standstill, when men aren't men, they're males and guys, you don't go for the prize, life stops moving the same. And we got to stop this domino effect before it gets too bad. Let me get off my pulpit and just give you the facts. We're here to talk about sex. What's the other effects of all this artificial, not just the AI? You know what I'm talking about, because that's a part of it as well. Oh my God, let that get involved. Oh, it's over. It's a wrap. You can buy the box in a box. Oh, fuck. But now, that distorts reality. Truth be told, the artificial, the make-believe, we'll call it made up. I know you know what I'm talking about. It's rampant and everywhere. You can get access to it, but for the YouTube gods, for the algorithms, we're going to keep a couple of words out of the vocabulary for this conversation. But with that, it's a distortion of reality. Fellas, I want to check you with something. Don't get me wrong. It's real people, real bodies. That is not real chemistry. That is not real romance. That is not a real woman. Those are performers. Now, your mind can't tell the difference. Mirror neurons. Oh, it's getting in. Damn, she look good. Brother's laying it down. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I like. And whatever else floats your boat, tickles your pickle. Cool. No doubt. No shame even. I don't even have the perspective. Anything is okay in moderation. I'm not one of the absolutes. No fap till you die. Semen retention is the only way. That's not me. But again, let's not address the symptoms. Let's get down to the root cause. That's not real. Your perspective. It can serve a purpose for education. However, the problem with society today is that it's actual education for our fucking species at this point. I don't even know if sex ed is still a thing in school. And the things that they are teaching in regards to sex, gender, and other stuff, not going to start that conversation. But also, when you distort your reality, when you can't get real about what real sex is about with a real man and a real woman, you don't get a chance to build the skills. You don't get the mouthpiece. You don't get the game. You don't understand female nature. This is why the simping epidemic. This is why guys, males, are so susceptible to get caught up. Everything is out of perspective. Everything is out of whack. And again, fellas, if you don't recall, I said this is natural. This is not something you have to develop, but that's a natural part of life, natural part of being a masculine man. But it means it's naturally in you. You got here because your dad. I got to record it. YouTube's just going to have to get it on the replay when they get together. All right, they got us back in. But now you got the sets, the lights. I know, y'all, it takes away from the effect. But this is why we live. This is why we in here. TikTok, I appreciate your patience. I just want to take care of them. Don't you want, if you dropped off, I come back and get you too? No man left behind. This is the conversation. My man Francois said, I've been waiting on this content, right? Can't leave you hanging, fam. Oh, now we got the close-up and shit. All right. So where did I leave off? You want to be worthy. Worthy. A sex-worthy man. You keep reinforcing that you don't deserve it. If your bedmate is, Pamela Henderson? That was the thing back in the 90s. Your tissues, your towels, your lotions, and that's all you've got. Well, you're reinforcing that you don't deserve it. You leave yourself susceptible to simping because when you're that desperate, when you're that thirsty, anything and everything, the algorithm's going to give you what you want. You understand that this technology, when I say AI is going to take it somewhere, just the fact that your impression, your eyes gazing as you scroll, it don't matter if you put the phone down. I don't think they do eyeball tracking. You never know these days. But the context being, if you're just staying on them cheeks, what's propped up, the thirst traps and everything, more of that. Send them more of that. And there's more of it's out there. Next thing you know, you're linking to OnlyFans. Next thing you know, you're going off site to go check out the other place, Cornhub, all that good stuff. It just keeps pumping the cycle and you end up lost inside of it. Now, here's the thing that I got to tell you guys. Great power, great responsibility. She's the gatekeeper. You need to learn real women because that is the axis if you ever want a family, if you ever want a legacy, if you ever want to truly have satisfaction and fulfillment. Do you know? If you don't know or don't remember what it feels like to have the pleasure of a woman, it's a completely different perspective. And I don't care the fetishes that you have, the screens that you have, the virtual reality and whatever else you can get engaged with. If it ain't another woman, it ain't the real thing. That just is what that is. Now, what's the last part? Remember I always say root cause, I got to give you all that deep stuff. I'm into the profound levels of thinking, transformation, and development. You lack discipline to resist, to transmute, to manage your sexuality. Fellas, this is critical, right? Masculine energy is the forward progress. Fuck the world. Assert into the world. That is that seed that you spread. That is the everything of your masculine essence. And if you lack the discipline to control that, it only takes one, and you busting millions in one shot, bro, you're locked down for 20 years for the rest of your life. That's something you got to be responsible for. You are now tied to that woman, that quickie, that exchange, the one that I hit, but I don't really want to stick around. I wish I could quit. Well, if you mess around, Drop that seed on the wrong soil, you're going to be stuck. Like Chuck, straight fucked, because you needed to fuck. But how does that benefit you? How does that feed your legacy? Do you know that you can be derailed? You hear anything in this red pill, you hear anything in my content, you know that the women you deal with in your life is the most important conversations you can address as a man. And if you are reckless with it, thirsty with it, if simply the urges, the primal, instinctual, animalistic urges drive you, that's where I say you won't make any progress. Maybe you go all in. Remember that last category? You dedicate yourself, right? Player from the Himalaya. And then what? I've never been down that path. I know it takes hard work. There is development. And what's the richness of your life beyond that? What skills beyond that? Now, if it's your business, you turn it into coaching. If you're helping others, if it's something that can be a benefit beyond that, sure. If it's something you truly love, honestly, I truly love it. I ended up here. This is what I do. And still, like I said, I've never just been club hopping, bar hopping, cold approaching. Respect it, right? I get it completely. And there's got to be more depth to it. What is the root cause problem? Because this is natural. If you have to do all that focus, if you have no discipline, you also don't get to take on transmutation. Now that's a powerful concept, fellas. Now, whether you believe in it or not, sexual energy, sexual expression, taking that life force within you, what drives you to go and conquer or just get a nut off. But if you were to keep that and contain that, that is why the semen retention, that is why the no-fap. Don't dump the baby with the bathwater. There's absolute value inside of that, but you can never take it on if you can't resist your urges. I've seen documentaries, cats that can't see a chick driving down the street, walking down the street in some nice pants, and they have to pull over, go into a bar bathroom, and rub one out. Are you sincere? Yes, this is real fucking life, and I'm sure it's much worse out there. Hell, that was 10 years ago. But real talk, if you can't take on these things, if you can't manage your sexuality, young, dumb, full of cum, and you will never mature, you will never grow, you will never progress, you will be left behind. Only the strong survive. So you've got to be in that top percent. You've got to be the man that women want. Now, that doesn't mean you go drive your life for women. Again, can't be thinking small. Women want men. MGM, mature, grounded, masculine. That's the stamp here that we're all about achieving. And when you just do that, when you are that, when you're being that in your life, it's chocolate. They want it, they crave it, they need it, even if they don't know it, and they will chase you across the world for it. But if they know the key to you, if they know they can open them legs, if they know they can show you some skin, if they know, oh, you like this, watch it in their eyes, fellas, female nature, got him. And to no shame to them, nature, this is it. I got a simp. I got one on the line. I got a John. I mean, it's no different, fellas. You got to be containing this type stuff. If she knows she can control you, she will take advantage of you. She's going to lose interest as well. If you wanted something in depth and you thought she was a quality woman, it's not that she won't be, but even if she doesn't, when I say take advantage, I don't mean like taking your money. I don't mean like taking you to the cleaners. That may happen in the process as well. What I mean is that she's going to take advantage of your time. She's going to take advantage and let you pay for the dates, let you play this nice guy approach because she knows it from a mile away. And I'll tell you this, the grounded MGM, mature masculine man who can let her know, look her dead in the eye, girl, I will do something strange to you. Just that is enough to wake them up because they can feel that. That's what a man can do. Not a male, not just a guy, but a man who relates man to woman, masculine to feminine, the polarization, the attraction, the energy. I'm talking about the natural principles, but if you don't have that, something so simple. I didn't give anything profound, no strategies, tactics. Not that I don't believe in it. Root cause, not just the symptoms. So if you don't pick up these things along the way, they know it. Women, oh, masters of sociology, because the divine feminine is indirect. The divine feminine can't beat everybody over the head, can't assert will. It's not masculine. It has to navigate how it navigates. So when it does that, it's going to need to figure out what's really going on, what's really beneath the surface. And that's the in the shadows that gets brought out to the light. That's what you can't hide because it's just obvious. So let's keep it moving, fellas. I'm trying to give you all the real because honestly, if it's up to the lead, it's up to us as men to make the difference in the market, in the dating. You've got to be those leaders that they're looking out for. And if it starts with us, I got to do the work with you. So I can't shortchange you. So we're going to go in deep on this. So let's move it along now. What do you need to understand? I think you get the picture. You know the impacts. And somewhere inside of this mix, if you haven't found yourself, I'm sure you know somebody, or you might be that mythical 1% of us that's up at the top, enjoying yourself, having what you need, and reach back for somebody else. Help the others, because reach one, teach one. Nobody's told us. And again, I think that's bullshit. That's why I'm here. What you need to understand, first and foremost, sexual discipline is undefeated, fellas. It is a non-negotiable. You step into this game without grounding yourself in who the fuck you are, what you're about, what you're for, what you want in life. It will run you. And don't be the guy, decades, years, putting up real numbers before he wakes up to see what was it all for. How much have you wasted of your life, of your potential, of your time, which none of us can get back. Tap into your limits. Tap into your capacity. You will know yourself when you step into this. Semen retention, no-fap, transmutation, whatever you want to put it at. And again, I'm not on the policy of abstinence, celibacy, nothing like that. It all has its purpose. Biologically, whether it's wet dreams or whatever, it's going to get released regardless. But what you don't understand is when you take it that far, when you're not actually playing the game, when you keep yourself on the bench and don't actually play for what it is, you lose out on so much more. So first and foremost, guys, you have to understand if you want to solve your problems in sex, take on your discipline. Take on your control. Women can sense it. Other men can sense it. There's a level of maturity where things have to get deeper. Have you ever seen that cat, 40, 50, 60 years old? Hey, where the hoes at? Where the bitches? Trying to give me some pussy. I'll pay for some pussy. I've heard men that I used to respect say that shit. Anyway, I digress. Number 2, fellas, you get your discipline in order. You actually get grounded in yourself. Know what you deserve. Know what you're worth. Decide when a woman qualifies. You're playing the game right when you're actually evaluating her. Are you good enough to get this, dude? My time, my energy, my resources. But the highest thing you can offer is a chance to get your seed. That's a flip, right? Remember where I started, getting lucky. We haven't had conversations of, is she good enough to earn the opportunity? And ladies, if you're watching, I know you're in my audience, please understand this is a men's conversation because we got to get out the trenches first. I need you to understand where they are perspective. So just take it with a grain of salt, bear with it. If you need, go hop over on the women's channel. I just went live with the same discussion for you. But for my guys, you got to if you get out of this double tapping, simping, OnlyFans, making millionaires overnight. Do you understand how ridiculous the game is? What? The highest honor you can give a woman is to give her your seed, to give her that lock-in for life that you are obligated by law, by society, by under God, however you want to look at it. Like once the deed is done, once it's there, once life is created, you're tied to him. Responsibly so, you need to be fucking held to account. But if you're just out there reckless like a little boy playing with a dick, and that's all you know, that's all it's about. That's all you are about. That's all you're for. Let me go get some money so I can go to the club, so I can get some women and get some pussy. That's it. There's no progression in that. No life is going to be created from that. You will be the last of your kind. So what's number 2? You got sexual discipline. Then you get grounded in yourself as a sex-worthy man. Then these conversations about them being good enough, qualifying the women that you spend your time with, qualifying the women. Don't get me wrong, there's play, there's recreational, it's all par for the course. However, if you've got the discernment, if you've got the judgment, even that, fellas, because you are exchanging energy. We're equal, but different. So it doesn't have the same impact. Body count conversations, pair bonding, all of the conversations, all that's not what I'm talking about. But the context is the energy you exchange. Ask a young man, so desperate, so thirsty, young, dumb, full of karma. Go spend time on a date with a girl that, might get in there, might be worth it. For a man with a purpose, for a man grounded, a man with some discretion, a man with some abundance and options. Do you hear how the scales keep tipping? I wish I would waste my time for one drink, for one coffee date with a chick that's not worth it, with a woman that will drain my energy, with a woman who doesn't have potential, with a woman who can't support my cause and purpose, my mission, who can't contribute to my village, who I wouldn't want to be around my children, who doesn't have the behavior, the communication, the mindset, the healthy habits and tendencies, communication, doesn't know how to relate. And I'm gonna give you my time for what? I want to enjoy my life. I want to enjoy my time. Do you get this? These are your precious resources. And when you're grounded in yourself as a sex-worthy man with abundance, your time, your energy, your money, your effort, your seed, again, that's the premium. At some point, you start to qualify yourself, and then you can qualify them. Sex cannot be the climax of your life. If you're going to be an MGM, at least, over here, what we do, mature, grounded, masculine man, the pinnacle of life is not getting laid. That's a byproduct. That's stress relief. I go drive my car that I love to relieve stress. No different. Have sex. Relieve stress. It's not the pinnacle. It's not the top. Getting a woman, having sex, does not make you a man, does not satisfy everything in life. You can leave a name behind, children behind. Did you do anything great? Did you accomplish anything? Was your character worth anything? At best, you cracked the code to get access for sex. And I will give it to you. Women are the gatekeepers, so you had to qualify for something. But what difference did you make for humanity? Should you bring children into the world, do they look at you like their hero? They see that. That's really the truth. They may not ever say it. They may respect you because you love them and you provided for them. They see how you got there. They can grow up, mature, put the pieces together. How did you end up with mom? What did you do after? How great was your life? That's a grounded and masculine man with vision, with direction. So the pinnacle, getting laid, doesn't cut it. Third thing, fellas, number one was your sexual discipline. Get that together. That'll have you, number two, grounded in yourself as a masculine man with abundance and options. Number three, you got to bring that big daddy energy. Learn and communicate your lifestyle, your preferences, your desires, your fetishes, unapologetically. What did I say earlier? Man to woman. Interact with that lady. You're going to be scared of a little lady? Why? Because you've been so distracted with this distorted reality. You've only seen performers acting for money on a screen, let alone the warm-blooded, heartbeat, soft skin, perfume, smell, touch, caress, and all the fun and play involved in that. Absolutely, you got to bring that big daddy energy. Develop yourself to be a man with women. Of course, nobody means you got to be a monster. If you've seen Adolescence, look into it. It's deep. It's telling our next generation. It's telling us the story of what's going on with our children, with our legacy, with the next generation. And that's the state of things. That's the state of our society. So again, that's why I'm here. That's bullshit. I think you, we, men, women, children, all of us deserve fucking better. So who's going to do it? It's up to us. So when we step into doing that, we can turn that around. But it starts with just these simple things. The root cause, can you look a woman in the eye and be direct? Maybe you get rejected. Maybe you get shot down. Maybe she just smiles and walks away. Does not matter. But can you do that? See, you don't get these skills. You don't get this experience if you can't bring it. And they feel that. That's all it takes, fellas. Try that. Just that. I'm not a strategy person, but just do that simple element. Shoot a shot of some sort. It will give you data. That's all the cold approaching is. If you can't deal with that rejection, only the strong survive. Your lineage doesn't get to live on. You don't get the access. So if you can't bring that, and with that, follow through, right? Lead the flirtation. Be with the tension. You like that? Womb to the tomb, apologetics. Interesting, apologetics, interesting name. Big Daddy Energy. Yeah, that's what it is. Shout out on the YouTube. Love the comments. Glad I brought y'all back in. But yeah, absolutely. Lead the flirtation, the tension. See, this is all more of it. When you have a mindset of understanding, I'm just a man, you're just a woman, Let's go ahead and do with this, dude. Let's spend some time around each other. Let's have fun, play. Fellas, this is about you. Why I say lead it all? Because you got to go first. You got to be turned on first. It's all cyclical. Do you see it tied in? Remember I said that shame when you've been doing it in the closet. Well, damn, you don't know how to be sexual with them because you haven't actually been with them. You don't know how to show that part of you. But when you can be a man that's had sex, that has women, it's palpable because you're not scared of anything. And they can immediately detect that because that stands out from the 99% out there. All the little boys, all the guys, all the males, and here comes a man. Man ain't got a problem with it. It'll happen or it won't. He's leading his life. He's having his fun and gives them the opportunity to play along, to follow that. Submitting to that is easy because he's done all the hard work. He must know what he's doing. Let me step along with it. It's a natural design of everything. Oh, he's not stroking to himself all his life. He probably had somebody last week. I wonder. It's already getting them excited. You got to lead and go first with your turn on, with your flirtation, with your play. This is your entertainment. If you ain't having fun, bye. Why am I wasting time? Remember, like I said, not even a coffee date, not even a drink. That's a waste. Francois, diving deeper into the Big Daddy energy. So, perfect. Big Daddy energy. Owning yourself. Really good. The perfect dynamic of this whole man to woman, masculine to feminine, take it out of the gender, right? Just bring it to the energy. If you're going to be a mature, grounded, masculine man, you're going to show up daddy-daughter dynamic. Daddy takes care of his daughters. I got 2 girls. They don't know the problems I manage for them. They don't know the things I do for them that they don't see. They don't need to know that. That's the world that I operate in. I've got these things taken care of. They can trust that. I'm here. I don't need anything from them. And I'm doing my job, even when I don't want to. I literally can tell them the things that I don't want to do, disciplining them, punishing them. I'd rather hang out, play video games, laugh, and all that stuff. They're kids. I got to grow them up. I got to do my job. I can let them know that unapologetically. They're going to, not literally children, they're going to follow my lead. I don't give dictatorships. I am a parent, but they're going to follow my lead. They're going to take that direction. So when I say Big Daddy energy, that's a lot different from a guy or male who does not have women in his life, doesn't know how to interact with them, is intimidated by them, sees them as something on a pedestal. Nice guy conversation. I got plenty of content about that. So when that happens, you're not showing up like daddy. You're not showing up unapologetic. Put it this way, is daddy may have his little girls wrapped around, he may be wrapped around their finger. But what do they have to do? They have to submit. They have to be nice. They have to follow the rules. They have to be good girls. There's a coyness, a play to it, right? It's the same thing when you're interacting with a woman. That it's no big fucking deal. It's just me and you here. We're just human beings. I'm not scared of you. I'm not intimidated by you. I can just interact with you. I can just enjoy you. You're gonna like this, I'm gonna like this, we'll go for it. And if you don't like it, hey, respect, love, you're beautiful, have a great day, live a great life. But that energy is palpable. You see, the thing about that is that masculine energy creates. Feminine energy is what is life. Masculine energy is who am I? So when you show up, I'm having a good fucking time. If I'm gonna come out and spend my time, because you are qualified, so I'll come out for a coffee date, I'll come out for a drink. I'm gonna have some laughs. I'm gonna have my sense of humor. And if you ain't feeling it, cool. If you're not turned on by me like I am by you, cool, no doubt. I don't need you to do anything. That's attractive. No attachment. Now flip it. We started the conversation talking about not being grounded in yourself, not having sexual discipline. If you are so thirsty, if you are so desperate, if it's been so long, you have no idea what you're doing. The only thing, and this is raw, immature masculine, the intention, I need to get a nut. That's all you're thinking about. It's coming so close, she's so beautiful, I've never done anything with her. Most beautiful woman I've ever been with. The simpery, all of it. Overwhelmed, because when there's abundance, there's 8 billion people on the planet. 3 or 4 billion women out there. You're just another woman. All due respect, I'm just another man. And I can bring some big daddy energy to interact with you. It's no big deal. That's all it really is. I don't want to get too deep into that. Thank you for asking the question. Shout out, Francois. Does that energy relate to the bedroom? Absolutely. Yes, that as well. Leading in the bedroom. I mean, that's perfect. Where we were, bringing that big daddy energy. Lead the flirtation, the tension, because you're still doing it. When I say tension, right? Giving them that eye contact and letting some pregnant pauses be in there. Giving them that touch, but pull away with it. It's not like this is moving us closer to the goal. No. Just, I feel like touching. I feel like getting some chemistry, some interact. It communicates that you're a sexual being. It communicates that you're comfortable. Same thing, leading them to the bedroom, escalating. Yeah, we can get into a lot of practical tips with that, but most definitely it's the fact that she can't manipulate you is Big Daddy. Absolutely. She has to play along to your frame, to your game. That's what the lead is. The daughter, daddy, daughter. Daughter doesn't know what bills need to be paid. Daughter doesn't know the world that daddy goes into when he leaves and goes to work, when he logs in for work, or whatever work looks like. So absolutely, the fact that you know how it's going to go, or at least are willing, because masculine leads, who am I? You're willing to step into that. You're willing to make some things happen. You're willing to push everything forward. Whether or not you got all the answers, fellas, that's the whole thing. Get so intimidated. You just got to get out there and get the reps in. They're no better. They're no different. They shit, they fart, they put on clothes, their pants, one leg at a time. They're just like us. But the context, who's going to lead it? Somebody's got to do that. When you step in to do that, oh, absolutely. Why? Because that's easy. That's daddy. Daddy makes things easy. Daddy takes care of you. Daddy looks out for you. Daddy is safe. Daddy doesn't need anything from you, and daddy's going to give you a great life. As long as you do it daddy's way. You break daddy's rules, get the fuck out. You get what I'm saying to that degree. And that willingness to walk away, complete, total lack of attachment. The nice guy, I haven't had a date in so long. I haven't had a woman in so long. I haven't smelt a woman. I haven't seen one so fun. She's a 10. Okay, I mean, if you say so, she's cute, great. But as soon as she detects that, oh, because think about this, right? Let's give the example if you don't have the daddy energy, and even take it to your daughter. My daughter wants a playhouse, right? LOL dollhouse, 5 foot tall, whatever, $200. I got a light bill to pay. Oh, you won't get it. But I really wanted it. Can we please? Begging for it. All right, I don't want to see you sad. I don't want to upset you. I want to be nice. I'll do the thing that you want. Now we get the dollhouse. I don't have the light bill. We get back and the lights are cut off. The AC's off. It's hot. Or it's winter. It's freezing fucking cold. We got no light. She can't even play with the house. Can't see it. Dad, why aren't the lights on? Oh, I didn't pay the bill, sweetie. You wanted a dollhouse. Oh, yeah, I mean, I wanted a dollhouse, but don't you always pay the bills. I didn't think about the bills. I never think about the bills. You do. That's the example, right? Take it to the bedroom. Take it from women. The same thing. Ever ask a woman about the most magical experience sexually? That's a great question. You want to get comfortable with women? Go talk about that. Ask a woman a question about the most magical experience she had sexually. Oh, it's just the chemistry. We had drinks. We were dancing, flirting, playing. It was so much fun. And things just happened. Now, as a man, you know that's total bullshit. You know you had to make that happen. You know you had to plan the details. You know you had to be dressed right, game tight. Now, it's not about getting it right, but the context is all the steps ahead. Escalation, isolation, how are you taking it back to your place, all the logistics, all those things that make it easy, flowing. The second she feels awkward, the second she feels you're tense, the second you can't be with that tension and flirtation and play, oh, she's backing out. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. This is not comfortable. This is not safe. That's when it falls apart. My God, Francois. Shout out. I told y'all. I hope I'm getting your name right. Told y'all. Drop the comments down below, DM. That's why I'm here every week, baby. Let's go. Glad y'all liking this conversation. So let's keep moving along. Last step. I'll retract, right? Sexual discipline, got to have that first. Get grounded in yourself. That's number 2. Be a sex-worthy man with abundance. Bringing that big daddy energy, unapologetically letting them know that you've got control of this. She can relax. That's the biggest thing about that. The whole big daddy energy is it just gives them the opportunity to relax. When they can be that carefree little girl, that's why it unlocks automatically. That's why I say daddy-daughter, because that is ideally in a healthy dynamic. Again, generations that haven't been told, this shit becomes more and more rare. But if they can relate to that safeness, protectiveness of daddy, they're seen, they're heard, they're understood, and he's a leader holding things down, oh, she'll melt in your fucking hands. That's all she really wants. Last thing, number 4, embrace the experience. This is where we get into the deep work, fellas. Now, this is for all my guys having trouble with the performance, the anxiety, the stress, whatever else. This is where you got to get into the reality, not the symptoms, but the root cause. Because if you're looking at the artificial, if you're looking at the fake stuff, corn, OnlyFans, whatever else, you don't actually understand what it's like. Not with a performer, not with an actress. Mirror neurons. You watch a movie, you feel the emotion that you see on screen. Those aren't real people, they are characters. No different when you watch the other type of movies. Those aren't real people, they are performers. Don't get me wrong, a woman can enjoy it rough. Often they do like that. What they like is your raw masculine expression. But there's a difference in using a sledgehammer. There's a rhythm to that thing, right? You gotta take your time. Every swing, every stroke is putting in some work. That's a little different from a fucking jackhammer. The shit is just going. And the thing is, as men, right? I'm speaking for us because I know how we feel. I've thought the exact same fucking way. Well, there's real parts, real bodies, P's and V's and things intersecting them. Yeah, it's happening. That's the thing. Nah, that is male centric. Flip it over, right? If you want to go see the stuff that women like, they're telling a story. They're romanticizing. That's what women like. So when it comes to the actual thing, and this is where I say, now you're the subject of the chat, right? They're telling them the next day. See, that word is going to spread like wildfire. They may be telling the whole chat, and all of a sudden you become a lot more popular. Or they're telling the whole chat he had no fucking clue what he was doing. He had to have a blue chew. He only lasted 5 minutes. I say this because if you don't get the experience of sex, you've missed the mark, brother. And I'm not trying to get all sensual, love-making, caressing. Don't get me wrong, that's in the space and its time and place. Because again, you're not performing. You're not a dancing monkey. You're not doing it the way that she likes. You're giving, each of you are exchanging the experience that is led by you inside of your sexual expression in order to give her that, to truly enjoy that. This is for yourself as well, because, well, it's up to you. I'm a pleaser. I like to enjoy her enjoying. So, in that case, I actually have to learn her. So this, I can give you strategy for right off the jump. Learn to slow the fuck down and be present. Now again, it's not what you're doing. Like I said, sledgehammer, yeah, jackhammer. There's a difference in that. We're gonna get that thing pounded in there. But how you do it, a woman needs to be warmed up. A woman needs to be touched softly, delicately. It's, you have to get out of the male-centric experience. The male-centric, did we hit the finish line? However we got to do it. Nasty as possible. That's great, right? And that's your turn-ons. You have to get that connection and flow because there's another human being there. Maybe she needs to be warmed up. Maybe she likes it freakier than you. Here's the secret, fellas. You get this unlocked. You get this opened up. They say a house is not a home until a woman's there. You can build the foundation. You can lay down the framework for how this sex is going to go. But when you make it safe for a feminine woman to be there, she will turn your shit out, fam. Feminine is the whole spectrum. She'll bring other women in. She will do things you never thought possible. But if you judge her, if you're uncomfortable, if you can't control yourself, if you can't handle the tension, if you feel like, oh, she'll go that far, if you're looking at her different, the body count conversation, all of it is sexuality. The whole context is where it's not comfortable, where it's not safe for her, she'll close up. You want your feminine flower open, flowing, experiencing all of it. But if you can't slow down, be present, be connected to actually tap in, they can feel when they're just of service. And you really have to get the experience to learn it, but the context being, I would say, if you ever have to guess whether or not she's been pleased, that part. Now trust me, when you're doing it, there's absolutely no doubt. And it's not always, and that's okay. You see, for them, just the experience. Put it this way, right? As a man, you may think, I need to be putting down 30 minutes to an hour. I need to put in that work, right? Not just the ground and pound, right? That's one thing. They may not enjoy that. They may not be the whole fucking time. Maybe you think you need to be marathon man. And I say that as a marathon man. I'm going to go a couple rounds. The context being, Sometimes that's a bit much. Sometimes they just want the quickie. Sometimes they do want a hot, sensual, heavy 5-10 minutes while we're cooking Thanksgiving dinner. Yes, that has happened. And that's what they want. Because it's so much work, because satisfying you, or because the pressure of you want to make sure she gets off even. Again, that's not a safe space. Feminine is sensitive to that. But if it is an open space, hey, you want some more? Did you get enough? Did you enjoy yourself? Actually checking in. We can laugh about it. Maybe there's some funny things happening. We're just human beings. This is all our animalistic. But if you got to be, long, strong 007, showing up perfect. So you're insecure, you're hyperactive. This is where these performance anxieties and things are coming up. I'm giving you, again, root cause, not just the symptoms. But if you don't know how to slow down, if you can't be present in the experience, if you're just trying to do the thing that you saw, not just the position, I mean like replicating the thing that had camera and lights and sex and actors and signing contracts and shit and an exchange of money. The map is not the territory. It's not the same thing. So that's what I'm speaking to with that. Understand how the women that you entertain enjoy sex. That's what I'm saying. Embrace the experience. That's when you'll actually be a good lover. That's when they'll actually come back. That's when they'll let others know how good you're holding it down. Again, all in the world of abundance. Everything flips. These comments coming in. I needed to jump into the sex game. YouTube, yeah, got it going over there. I feel that makes you unattainable. Worship because they don't want to lose. Oh, you get it, my man. That's what's up. He said, I feel the fact you make your unattainable, makes you unattainable, makes them worship you because they don't want to lose you. Absolutely. If you want to get into some fetishes and fun, like get them hooked, get them what they need. You think you be simping. You think you need it. Fellas, they're run by feelings and emotions. If you can master this shit, not even master, just get good at it. Novice, decent, right? Get to the point where it's play for you. When you can send a message, a text, and have them dripping. When you can give them a look from across the room. When you can give them a touch. Like you can program and anchor these things in. Little inside secret stuff like that. When you really start to unlock women and play with it, have fun, absolutely, they will worship you. They will want to be daddied in the bedroom. That is exactly where it all comes from, because she wants to experience living into that. Her feminine wants to play with that. Her feminine wants to be ravished. Her feminine wants to be pursued. Her feminine wants to feel sexy. Those are all experiences. That's why I say those performers, they're women, but that is not a real woman's experience. Now, if you're watching the homebrew stuff, and I'm not going to get too deep into that, you may be a little bit closer, but the context is artificial reality. The stuff that's distorted. It's not giving you any actual, beyond the, what is it? Damn, the actual physics, I guess. That's really as deep as it gets. But don't rely on that stuff to teach you how you're doing, what you're doing. Dope-tastic. All right, so let's continue. Embracing the experience. Understand how your women enjoy sex. And actually, I already touched on it. The more freedom, fun, fantasy you give her, the more of her freak you unlock and bring out. And here's the big part, fellas, right? If there's anything you've wanted to do, anything you've always loved, that thing, that fantasy, or that thing you think she would never go for, what you have to get is that's your shame of your sexuality. If it's a turn on, if she can be the woman to please you, if she can be there to see your face as you release, if she can feel the turn on and your desire for her, if she can know how quickly, even that part, right? When she thinks she knows what to do to just make you pop no matter what, their own ego thing. But yeah, they play right into it. They enjoy right into that. The guys, two types of men, or I'll say males and men. For males, they'll make rules. They'll comply, they'll cooperate, they'll do things out of obligation. For men, yes, daddy, they'll go along with what you lead because of that big daddy energy. It's unapologetic that, yeah, I want to put it there. It's unapologetic that, yeah, grabbing, choking, all that, like I said, the jackhammer, the rough stuff, they like that too, with a connection, with a human being. If they could very well be a sock or a bag of meat, and that's all you need, because you're not even there. You're not connected. There's nothing sensual. There's no turn on. There's no desire. There's none of it. There's just you getting your rocks off. All right, we done hit that limit. TikTok's got me solving puzzles. YouTube disconnecting the connection. But with that, fellas, that is it. That's all of it. One last thing I will do, if you want to get a bit deeper into it, go over to the store, check out the dance. That is all about everything that's going to give you all of my work in a nutshell. Not the divine energy, that's the free ebook. Everything about sex, dating, and relationships, attraction, attaining, creating, and then maintaining a relationship. The actual work that'll allow you to get this stuff in. And by this feedback, I may need to go ahead and make a deep dive into the sexual realm to partner along with that. But go pick up a copy of that, and yeah, it will be very much appreciated. In the meantime, fellas, I'm gonna be right here, being the best version of myself, one could say, beyond the power. The question is, fellas, who are you going to be? Thanks for tuning in, y'all, for another live. I'll catch you next week. Peace. TikTok, I'll let you, boy. YouTube, these comments have been great. My guy Francois Womb Tatum, apologetics. I'm gonna have to check out your channel because I don't know what kind of name that is. Low key, I do all the things till I get to this part. All right, bet. That's what's up, Francois. Watch all of this one is gold. Greatly appreciate it. Love y'all. I'll catch you next week.